1 million years ago, there were no cribs, no walls, no help. There were only small, defenseless bodies and a world ready to extinguish them. A group of hominins crosses the savannah. Today, they don't need to win, they just need to bring the young back. Survival isn't a battle, it's a silent promise made to those who can't yet defend themselves. Every step is calculated, every glance is a message, every breath is held when needed. Stop for a second. Look at the line of tall grass. That's where danger often emerges, without sound, without warning. One wrong move, and it's all over. The grass moves against the wind, too heavy to be just air. Something is following the group, and the adults know it before they even see it. The birds fall silent. The wind changes smell, carrying something acrid, of meat, of predator sweat. An adult raises his arm. Stop. The young are pushed to the center, tight like a living knot. Here, protection begins with a simple but inflexible rule. The young never stay outside, never exposed, never last. Each adult knows their place and moves without speaking, like pieces of a single organism breathing together. Hands touch, bodies brush. That's how they communicate position and intention. Quick question. Have you ever noticed that silence in nature is more frightening than a roar? Write it in the comments if you felt it too, because the roar tells you where the enemy is. Silence only tells you that you've already been seen. The adults form a circle, back to back, eyes in every direction. It's not heroism, it's geometry. If a predator attempts to attack, it must choose a target protected by two others, and often that doubt is enough to make it hesitate. The circle tightens, expands, breathes like a living wall. No one commands, but everyone knows. No one speaks, but everyone understands. Feet move in sync, as if they were a single body with many legs. Strength isn't in the individual, it's in the impossibility of breaking the circle. Detail that changes everything. The circle isn't for fighting, it's to avoid being separated. Separation is death. A single isolated individual becomes prey in seconds. The predator knows this and always seeks the weak, the slow, the distracted. But inside the circle, there is no weak. There is only the group. Hunger, however, pushes them to risk. One breaks from the circle and runs to a tree, breaks off a heavy branch, brandishes it like a club. It's not a perfect weapon, but it's a clear message. You're not the only one who can strike. Hard wood can break ribs, shatter jaws, leave scars the predator will remember. And the predator knows it. It has felt pain before, and the memory of pain is a powerful deterrent. A stick won't kill a hyena, but it makes it think twice. And twice here is enough. Now comes the cruelest part. Defending the young means choosing the terrain, not the strength. Because in the wrong place, even the bravest dies in silence. The open field is a death sentence. There's nowhere to climb, nowhere to hide, nowhere to create escape routes. Never in the open field. The group moves toward rocks and logs where the predator can't circle easily. Every meter gained toward safe terrain is a victory. The young are made to climb onto higher ground. Two adults remain below, ready to distract and guide the escape. Positions are thought out. The fastest stay at the edges. The strongest protect the center. No one volunteers. Everyone already knows what to do because they've seen it done 100 times. Learning here doesn't come from words. It comes from eyes, from hands, from the silent repetition of gestures that save lives. Small test. If it were you, would you run or stay still? In most cases, the right answer is still, but ready. Write it in the comments, run or still. Because running triggers the hunting instinct, staying still confuses, and confusion sometimes is the only weapon of the weak against the strong. Here's the trick. You don't need to defeat the predator, just make it hesitate. Short shouts, strikes on the ground, stones thrown more for noise than precision. Sound becomes an invisible but real barrier. A predator accustomed to silent hunting, when it finds chaos and resistance, often seeks easier prey. Defense here isn't spectacular, it's strategic, calculated, ruthless in its simplicity. You don't seek confrontation, you seek abandonment. You want the predator to think it's not worth it. Listen carefully. The moment you think you've won is when you make the most fatal mistakes. Security is the prelude to death, because the predator never truly abandons. It follows, it waits, it studies. And when you lower your guard, when you think you're safe, that's when it strikes. If every step forward costs pain, the predator retreats half a meter, and that half meter is life. That half meter is the time to climb onto a rock, to reach a log, to form the circle again. Victory here isn't killing, it's gaining seconds. And those seconds accumulate until they become another night survived, another day lived, another sunset seen together. Every second torn from death is another second to teach, to learn, to transmit. Don't miss this. The real weapon here is memory. The elders remember the traps, the safe paths, the right hours. They know that certain places are cursed, that certain shadows hide fangs, that certain times of day are more dangerous than others. The path near the water attracts teeth. So they drink in turns, one at a time, while the others watch. The young learn without lessons. They copy postures, timing, silences. They observe where the adults place their feet, when they stop, when they accelerate. That's how culture is born even before words. You don't need to explain danger, you just show it. And the young one who learns today will be the adult who protects tomorrow. Knowledge here isn't theory, it's survival codified in gestures, transmitted through imitation, reinforced by fear. Final strike. When darkness falls, safety is height. If there are trees, they climb. If there's a wall, they lean against it. The group becomes a fortress. Night amplifies every sound, transforms every shadow into a threat. But height gives advantage. The predator must climb, expose itself, lose the element of surprise. The young in the center between warm bodies and controlled breaths. No one sleeps deeply. They sleep in shifts, with eyes opening at regular intervals. Even in sleep, the group remains vigilant. Even in rest, protection never stops. One watches while the others close their eyes. And when that one tires, another takes their place. Key moment. 5 words that saved lives. Protection, group, memory, height, calm. Repeat them. They are the formula for survival. They're not abstract concepts. They're concrete actions, repeated every day until they become instinct. And if the predator doesn't leave, they stay still, conserve energy, wait for dawn. Because 1 million years ago, defending your young didn't mean winning a battle. It meant surviving long enough to teach someone else how to do it. It meant transmitting that knowledge, that gesture, that controlled fear that becomes wisdom. Every night survived is a lesson. Every dawn is a victory. Write it in the comments. Would you have been able to protect your young in such a world? And which of the 5 key words would you use first? I want to know. I want to know if you would have had the calm, the memory, the courage to stay when every instinct screamed at you to run. Leave a like if this journey into the past made you reflect on how fragile and precious life is. And subscribe. The next episode will take you even further back, where every choice was a matter of life or death. See you in the next era.